Folks joining in. Welcome to my celestial show. I'm super excited to share with folks what I've been up to and what I've been making. Um, yeah, I have lots of cool things. And yeah, so as folks are coming in, I just want to show you what I've set up behind me. I have these tapestries that are available. These are more like altar cloth size. These are 19 by 19 inches square. And then this long tapestry, I think, was like 54 inches long. I do have it in the description. I can pull that up too. And I have a couple other things here to have a couple other things. Great. That I did not have on the original list, like group of things that I'm showing today. So, yeah, a couple little surprises. Planetary tapestry. Here we go. So yeah, I was right. It was 57 inches long. So not 54, 57 inches long. And I have it draped like down the back and then across the table. And you can see the little fringes on the bottom. Yes. But I thought, making this show more than, jewelry would be interesting for folks. So yeah, welcome in, welcome in. So yeah, I'm excited to, share all the things, right? So yeah. Folks popping in, if you could maybe drop a comment or a symbol of what your zodiac sign is, because I have something for every sign. Specifically, though, after I started putting stuff together that I've been, that I had at my shop and stuff that I'd been making, I realized that I had an extraordinary amount of stuff for Aquariuses. So if I have any Aquariuses in the chat, just, drop me a heart or like the Aquarius symbol. If you're not sure what the Aquarius symbol is, it looks like two squiggly lines. So looks like, waves. So anyway, I have I have a few spell kits available that are my Zodiac spell kits. That's what these are in the boxes. I have bracelets, I have earrings, and a few like houseware things, right? So one of the things I'm excited about is actually this Aquarius jar. This is ceramic, and the cover of it has the Aquarius symbol, and then inside it says Aquarius on the bottom, and then it says original, intellectual, and friendly. So yeah, just some attributes of Aquarius. Yeah, and like I said, I have my kits. So each kit has 4 crystals in it, a candle, an incense, and an herb that are all associated or related to that sign. And the ones that I have sort of remaining from my original batch, I have 2 Aquariuses, a Sagittarius, a Libra, an Aries, and 1 Gemini. So, yeah. So if you are any of those signs and are interested, let me know. But yeah, also on this other side, maybe if I could scooch over a smidge, there we go. On this other side, I have a crystal therapy book because, a lot of the stuff I make is from crystals, like they're crystal beads. So I thought maybe someone who'd be into a crystal therapy book, I have one available. It is from Doreen Virtue, which, if you don't know, she stopped writing books and producing materials that are part of like spirituality, woo woo, witchy, metaphysical, and decided a couple years ago that all of that is garbage and she's dedicated her life to Jesus. And, I guess different strokes for different folks. But after she built an entire career and, made all of her millions of dollars or whatever, uh, from folks who are part of the spiritual woo woo community, and then turning around and saying, y'all are evil, I think that's kind of a slap in the face, to be honest. And then here, it's a kit called Crystal Clear, and it is something, it says you can grow your own like geodes and crystals, salt gardens, and other various things. So it's a cool science kit. It has a book, it has a bunch of, the bits and bobs that you need to make those things. And yeah, so it has really great instruction and all that. So if you or maybe a kiddo in your life is interested in like one of those kinds of science kits, I do have one available. And yeah, so just let me know if you would like me to pull it out and so kind of show you what is in it. So yeah. And like I said, just lots of different things to look at. So for example, I put together some of these cool little key rings. So this one, let's see if I can show it from here. There we go. So this one, maybe I could bring it a little closer. Here. Oh, there we go. So this one says, I have a crystal for that. And then it also has green aventurine, rose quartz, and amethyst. And I created it to be kind of a well-being kind of charm. So it's a little magic charm that also is a cool keychain. And so it has a figure 8 kind of key ring instead of the traditional round, but you can still like put your keys on it from the top here. And yeah. So I have 2 of these made, but I made a couple other key ring, keychain charms that are meant to also have a like dual purpose. It's pretty and it's cute and you put your keys on it, but you can also use it to bring in different kinds of vibes. So just sharing a bit of that. And so, for example, like this charm, I have a crystal for that charm. The green aventurine is like for good health. It's good for like, good emotional balance. It's good for like prosperity and abundance stuff. The second stone is rose quartz, and that's like self-love and, universal love, just kind of drawing that to you. And then third stone is amethyst, and amethyst is good for, good mental well-being, but also to help like overcome problems, overcome cyclical, addictive behavior. But also it's working with that crown energy, right? You're like connecting with universal energies, spiritual energies, that sort of thing. So overall, really powerful little dangle charm, considering it looks pretty innocuous, right? So anyways, so I have a couple of these available. I only made 2. So the next up are my 2 protection charms. And so they're both protection charms, even though they're a little bit different. So this one, this is actually like a silicone thing, just like the other one. The bead here is sort of silicone-ish. So it has an interesting like tactile nature. And then this one has bloodstone, obsidian, and fluorite, right? So I think of it as like, body protection, right? Because bloodstone is, thought to purify the blood, right? So it like keeps your body from being sort of tainted by, disease and bad energy. Obsidian is to ground negativity that you may come in contact with or that you may already be exposed to. And then fluorite is a protection of the mind, right? It's a student stone, so you're protecting your mind from influence and from, um, you know, like psychic attacks, that sort of thing. So this protection charm is for that. And this protection charm has clear quartz, tiger's eye, and obsidian. So again, that strong, like protective grounding stone. Tiger's eye is again a mental stone, so it's that mental protection, but it's also got hematite in it, which is super grounding and protective. And then clear quartz is just sort of that all over, body, sort of soul, mind, body protection and clearing, right? So one grounds and protects. You have the grounding and protecting here, and then you have the clearing. So the clear quartz is really good for clearing things. So you get protection and you get energetic clearing, and obviously something really cute. And you can put your keys on it. You could also just hang it up and use it as is. The reason why I chose this shape of key ring is because it could just be hung and look like a fancy little charm, but also I chose it to be utilitarian, right? So, yeah. Hello, folks joining me. Welcome in, welcome in. I am showing my protection charms that I created. With different crystals in my collection. Yeah. Oops. Dropped a thing. So yeah, but you can also see I have a bunch of things set up behind me. If there is something that you would like to see closer, just let me know. I'm trying this camera setup a little differently than I normally do because I wanted to be able to easily access things and show things as people are like noticing them in the back. Let's see if I can scooch a bit. There. So yeah, as people are noticing them in the back. And yeah, so the camera is actually quite far away, but I can bring things up and show you if there is something particular you'd like to see. So, all right. So I'm going to put these up here. And next up, I'm going to show a couple other keychains that I created. Let's see here. I'm looking at the stuff. Yeah, hello, folks joining me. So, I'm starting up to show a couple of the cool, like charm keychains that I put together for the show. While they're not specifically celestial, I created. Hey, Kiki, mwah, how are you, honey? So yeah, I created a couple of key charms for you to carry with like magic with you. And so a lot of what I focused on was well-being, happiness, protection, and also something that's utilitarian. So here's one of them that I created. Hopefully I'll try not to dangle it too ferociously, but it is a silicone charm. And it says, treat others the way you want to be treated. Oh, thank you for boosting the show, sweetie. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so, yeah. And then the beads that are on it are blue and pink cat eye. And so this is just to bring in like joy and happiness and help you speak your truth. So treat others the way you want to be treated, right? It's a good reminder. And then this one is made with the similar blue and pink cat eye, only it says it's okay. And then all the little flowers that are on here, I can show you a little closer. Boom, you kind of see there's a bunch of little flowers on there. And the little flowers say things like it's okay to start over, it's okay to change your mind and stuff like that. So yeah, so these little charms, if you're interested in me running them, I can pop those in. Yeah, hello, folks. Right now I am sharing these little like positive mental health charms that you can put on your keyring or hang in your home. And so I made these myself from these cool, like colorful silicone beads. And then these are little cat eye beads. Um, so, oh, geez. Treat others. There we go. So, oh crap. It's a little challenging to moderate your own thing, but I'm doing my best. Okay, so the treat others charm, I can start the auction. It starts for 4. And like I said, it's this one, and it says treat others the way you want to be treated. And so if you are looking for a cute little charm to either hang up, in, wherever you like to do that, I put some pre-bids in. Oh, well, thank you, sweetie. That's so sweet. I have no idea how to look at pre-bids, but I will figure it out. Yeah. So cool. Well, thanks for taking a look at that anyway. Let me see what I have for pre-bids. Oh, sure. I have a crystal for that. I got it. I figured it out. Okay, so I guess the first thing I'll show that has been pre-bid upon is my dragon moon catcher. So that is this. And so I just made this the other day. And I love, so going with that celestial vibe. Let's see if I can show this a little closer. So as you can see, it has like moon and stars, and then these like super beautiful sort of iridescent beads in the middle. And then this is like super sparkly, and it's kind of looks like a D10 or a D12 dice. So anyone who may be a D&D fan, you totally recognize the diceness of this. And then I have this pretty like sort of like a Swarovski crystal type bead, and then this cool dragon charm at the bottom. So yeah, and then at the top it has a sort of figure 8 key ring and a couple little decorative blue beads. And so yeah, this is one of 2 moon catchers that I created. And so I will run this auction right now. So if you are interested in owning this little dragon moon catcher for yourself, Kiki's got a bid in. Who else is in? And this would be perfect for folks who are into like dragons or into like tabletop role playing games, that sort of thing. And yeah. And I love really all that dragon energy. It brings me a lot of joy. And creating cool little pieces like this just makes my heart happy. Thank you, Kiki. I appreciate you, honey. I will set this aside for you. And then the other pre-bid I got is for I love all the little like T-Rexes. That's adorbs. So the other pre-bid I got is for, I made 2 little charms called that say I have a crystal for that. And these have green aventurine, pink, rose quartz, and amethyst. And I created these to be right for your keys or to hang up, but also they're what I call well-being charms. And so, you got green aventurine, that's good for your heart, right? It helps with those to balance those emotions, but it's also good for things like prosperity and abundance and opportunity. And then we have the rose quartz, which is good for that universal love, right? Self-love. And then the amethyst, right, which is good for like connecting spiritually, opening your mind to new possibilities, but also connecting to spirit. And amethyst is also good for like breaking cycles, right? So if you're like, I really need to break some cycles this next year, just know that you have the crystal support as well as a cute little keychain. So I'll just put this a little closer so you can see the detail. And I will start running these. And again, I only have 2. So let's get that started. Okay. Thank you. I spent a lot of time creating this today. I really wanted someplace where I could display what I'm selling this in the show while also making it attractive and easy for me to access everything. So I am running that auction now. There we go. We got 30 seconds on the clock. And like I said, I have two of these little babes. And so right now the bid's at 7. Do I have anyone else that's interested in having these sweet little keychains as part of their, their repertoire or to give as a gift? I know that it's like 6 days to Christmas. I try not to think about that, but true story. Um, or is it? Yeah. Awesome, Kiki. Okay, so I will set this one aside for you, and I have one more. So I will run this second one. Oh, it's 7 days till Christmas. Thank you. So yeah, and I can get everything shipped out tomorrow or have it available for pickup tomorrow for folks who may want to pick it up before Christmas. To give as a gift. So yeah, I have one of these. I have a crystal for that, keychains that, like I said, has the green aventurine, the rose quartz, and the amethyst bead on them. So you have a little well-being charm to carry with you or display. Okay, well, thanks for looking at that, folks. Okay, so next up, let's take a look at these planetary tapestries. And so, let me see here. Okay. So, moon. There we go. Altar cloth. All right. So, first one, let's take a look at the floral moon. So, that's this one here. So, as you can see, it is 19 by 19 inches, and it has a triple moon and lots of beautiful floral, and it is like a gorgeous fabric. It is not thin or see-through at all, and it'd be perfect for, that witchy friend or witchy person in your life. Very durable fabric. Be great for, small coffee tables or small end tables, but also great for your altars. So I highly recommend, um, you know, picking this up for you or someone you know. So let's get that started. And I can pull this down too. Starting bid is $4. And this is what we're looking at. So, like I said, this is about 19 by 19 inches. And it's very quality fabric. It has great color, has great texture. Like if you're someone like me who is influenced by the feel of fabrics, some things I just cannot stand to touch, but this is very nice. Okay, well, thank you for looking at that. If anyone wants to take a look at this later, just drop some moons in the comments and I will gladly pull it down for you again. Okay, so the next tapestry I'm going to pull up is the one where it's the sun and moon kissing. Let's see. Sun, moon. Here we go. All right, and this also has a $4 start. All right, let's get that started. Got 30 seconds on the clock. And again, it has great color. It's, a really nice durable material. And it'd be great to, gift to like your hippie friends or your witchy friends, or even just to have for yourself. And it's 19 by 19 inches. So yeah, and it's got a really gorgeous color. You can't go wrong. Okay, well, thanks for taking a look at that. All right. What zodiac signs do we have in the chat today? I see a bunch of people popping in. What signs do we have? Is there a zodiac sign that you would like to see? I have a bunch of jewelry. I have some spell kits. Yeah, I got all kinds of cool stuff. I actually just added this to the sale. It's not technically up. Oh, great. Pisces. Perfect. So Pisces is over here. Okay. So first up in the line of Pisces is I have this Pisces bracelet. And so my Pisces bracelet is made with labradorite, sodalite, um, bloodstone, and amethyst. And yeah, I'll bring it a little closer so you can take a look at it. There we go. And then it has a silver charm on it. And then I put these little blue dangles, right, because of it's a water sign. And so this is just over 7 inches. I would say about 7.5. So I have a 7-inch wrist, so you see kind of where it's sitting on me. And yeah, and all the metal on here is hypoallergenic. So if you are interested in bidding on that, I have a $9 opening bid for the Pisces bracelet. And then I have 2 pairs of Pisces earrings. So grab this. So here is I think they are identical. So these are my Pisces earrings. Again, it is nickel-free hardware, so it's hypoallergenic. It's good for folks with sensitive ears. And then it has this pretty silver tone charm that has like the Pisces symbol on it. And then it has green aventurine and moss agate on it. So, and these are a really great length. First time I'm here. Well, welcome in. Welcome in. I am always excited to see newbies. So yeah, but you can see how these dangle earrings, how they sit on me. So they're really good length. They're very lightweight, even though they're made with real stone beads. And yeah, so I can certainly run the auction for these. And again, these are all handmade. So I have the starting bid at 9. And folks coming in, drop your astrology sign in the chat. I would love to see what your astrology sign is. I have goodies for all different signs. So yeah, I am going to run the Pisces dangles. Anything for Cancer for a friend? Yes, I do. I have earrings and I have a bracelet. So let's see Cancer here. Okay. So so this is my Cancer bracelet. And so I'll bring it closer to the camera so you can take a peek at it. So it has rhodonite, rose quartz, clear quartz, and green aventurine, as well as some pink cat eye. And then the charm obviously has the Cancer symbol on it, right? Which is like the 2 fish. Nope, that's not true. It's the crab. And my brain is just like 69. It says 69. But anyways, that's me. And then I have these cool little like blue danglies that I put next to the charm. And so this is about 7 inches. And my wrist is about 7 inches. And so you can see how this lays on me like that. It's very pretty. It's one of my favorite designs. And then I also have, these are the Cancer dangles. And so these are actually made with Kambaba jasper. And yeah, and Kambaba jasper is also called crocodile jasper. So while they don't have the same beats, they both have just like super fun, Cancer energy vibes. So yeah. If you'd like, I can run these. I have all of my bracelets and my earrings. So first of all, my earrings are hypoallergenic. They are nickel-free hardware. So folks with sensitive ears, you are safe with me. I personally am sensitive to nickel, and so I make jewelry that is safe for me to wear, but also for others with a similar sensitivity. So yeah. So again, super cute. And yeah, again, folks popping in, if you would like to Okay, so first I'm going to run Pisces because I had a Pisces person shout out late earlier. So this first auction are for the Pisces dangle earrings, which are these. And I do have more in the listing, like more description if you would like to see. But again, these are made with green aventurine and moss agate, which are both really great for Pisces folks. Just some like nice earth energy to like balance out all that water energy. That's what I love about aventurine and agate. Although interestingly, thanks for taking a look at that. Interestingly, agates exist, so they're formed with water, right? And so if water wasn't present when the elements came together in that environment, agate wouldn't have formed. So I think it's interesting that those two stones are often associated with earth energy, but they also are water energy. And of course, green aventurine is quartz that had copper present when the quartz was forming. So copper and clear quartz came together, you know, on a chemical layer, on a geologic level, and formed green aventurine. And the reason why it's green is because copper, when it patinas, turns green. So anyway, there's a little geology crystal thing that you weren't expecting, but that is what it's like with me in shows. Is I just share all kinds of information because I'm a nerd, and I love crystals both for their healing properties, but I also find their geologic aspects equally fascinating. Oh, hello, Flipside. Yeah, so I believe earlier you were asking about um, Pisces stuff. And I don't know if you're interested in me running those again. I did just run the earrings, but I would gladly run them again. Oh, nice, David Bowie. I do love records. I actually had quite a record collection back in the day, to be honest. Um, Mostly because I had gotten a bunch of original pressing. Wow, like the 20,000 records, is that like what you have for your shop or is that what you have for your personal collection? Because either way, like, how would you even store all that? That is a tremendous amount of records, but also good on you. All over my house. I mean, I would assume you would need that. Although in my mind, it's kind of like the library from Beauty and the Beast. You know, when Belle goes in there and he's like, I have a library. And she opens it and it's just like, ah, and just like books everywhere. That is what I imagine, but with records. But, you know, 90s kid here. I watched a lot of early Disney. So, anyways, are there have I have wall to wall cubbies. I mean, you'd have to honestly. Um, but yeah. So, are there other signs folks would like to see? Otherwise, I do have a few cool things to show you. So, one of them, um, this is actually a what do you call that? Mid-century modern, like sort of celestial little plate, and this is hand painted in Totten, California. It has a little maker thing on the back. And I don't have this technically in my listings, but I thought I would show folks to see if you were interested. I would start this at like $10 if y'all were interested. The paint is gold. So I don't know if you could tell the shimmer, but those little stars are actually painted with gold paint. And then the centers of them is like a blue enamel. So if you're into vintage things as well as celestial, this is totally your vibe. And it is available. And I'd start the auction at 10. So just, drop some stars in the comments if this is your vibe. Otherwise, I will move on to a new thing. Um, So, some of the other things that I like to create are these cool little key rings. You can tag me when you have future shows too. I'll come hang out. Yeah, and you can always save my shows too. I do tend to post like what shows I have coming up. I usually, plan like 3 or 4 ahead of time. But yeah, if you hit that follow button, I will, um, you know, certainly send it out. Oh, thank you, Sailor, for sharing this live stream. I appreciate you. Um, I am trying to reach my people. What's the Oddity Show? So the Oddity Show is actually, so I am into lots of different things. I have been a witch for 20 plus years. I've owned a witchy business called the Broom and Crow for 7 years, over 7 years now. And so astrology and cottage core hippie stuff is only one facet of my repertoire. My Oddity Show has a bunch of different bones, shells. I have like tarantula spider web. I have all kinds of things. I'm an actress. We filming a witch film in Salem. Oh, that's cool. Fun. I have never been to Salem, but I have always wanted to go. I live in Wisconsin, so um, you know, the East Coast is a bit of a hike. But also, I don't get a chance to travel a lot, which I'm hoping to do more in the future. Um, but yeah, so my oddity is I go out and forage all my own bones. So for me, it's really important to know where things come from because the bone trade, the oddity trade is, it's kind of controversial in the way that some people don't know where things come from. So animals get poached or illegally harvested, and it causes some real problems. So for me, I'm like, look, if I didn't find it with my own two hands, or it comes from a source that I know for sure is like a good source, I don't carry it. So like, I also have things like I have a preserved wasp that I uh, dried from the summer, and I have it in a cool little jar. The tarantula web that I have is actually from a lady who raises tarantulas, and she said that this is a special kind of webbing they create when they get ready to mate. And so it looks much different than the other kinds of webbing they use, which I find really interesting. People give me their snakeskin sheds. I have teeth from various animals. And so, in all the animals, all the animal bits that I get for my oddity shows, um, I handle every step of the way. I find them, I clean them, I bless them, and I make them available to folks. And so, yeah, that's just your local feral witch weirdo trying to find her people. So, anyways, uh, well, thanks for asking. Anyway, Kim, I always like to nerd out with folks, but in that vein, while not specifically celestial, I did make a couple protection charms that are also keychains. And so you can use them as a keychain or you can hang them. I need out on music. I need out on music. Nerd. Oh, nerd out on music. Yes, I get that. I also love music too, and I consider myself quite eclectic. Although I don't tend to collect physical music, I just have like, I don't know, tons of playlists on my phone. And because I don't have a very big house and I refuse to make it completely unlivable from hoarding all the things I nerd out about. So, but I love music too. So I get it. I get it. Totally. So, yeah. But like I was saying, I make these protection charms, which I'm flinging around now. And so they do have a pentacle and a sun. So this is like a protection symbol, right? And so the beads I have on this one are bloodstone, obsidian, and fluorite. And so it's protection of the body, protection and grounding of your energy, and then protection for your mind and mental state. So this protection charm would be really good for that. And these I started at $4. Again, I made everything myself. So yeah. So if you are interested in bidding on this, just drop me some stars in the comments and I will gladly run it. And then this is the other protection charm I created, and it has clear quartz, tiger's eye, and obsidian. And again, obsidian is that overall grounding and protection. And tiger's eye is a mental stone, so it protects sort of like mental acuity. So it helps you like not forget things, right? It's helps. So if you are like, I also think of it as like a studying stone, right? So it helps you remember what you have read, but also since tiger's eye also has hematite in it, hematite is also super grounding, super protective, and so it's like mental protection. And then the clear quartz is a cleansing, clearing stone, but it also amplifies the protection energy of the other stones. And so if you were looking for a like sort of witchy celestial little protection charm that you could also like you carry with you every day, I call it like, if you're in the broom closet, like you're into witchy things but you're afraid to be out and about like with your witchiness, this could be a way to sort of have the magic charm with you that is super portable but also like pretty incognito. So anyway, my protection charm key rings start at $4. And so again, just drop some stars in the chat and I would gladly run those for you. So how are folks feeling? Why don't you share your zodiac sign, and I will be glad to share with you the sort of astrological things I have available. For all signs, I have earrings and bracelets made that are made from real stone beads. So they're made with like rose quartz and labradorite and amazonite and, carnelian and all sorts of different stone types. But I also have some boxed spell kits available. I call these are crystal kits and or ritual kits. And so for example, like here's Gemini, right? So this, and in the box, I have written on the back what's in it. And so this one has 4 different stones. It has an herb, an incense, and a candle that are all associated or related to this zodiac sign. So, for example, there's a yellow candle in here. There's Nag Champa incense and a meadowsweet, which is a dried herb. And then you have moss agate, citrine, pyrite, and yellow aventurine in here. And so I have these started. Let's see here. Gemini. So I have these started at $9. I normally retail these for $20. And people love these and I sell them all day long, which is why I only have 5 signs available for my show because I haven't had a chance to make more. So I have one for Gemini, I have Aries, Libra, Sagittarius, and then I have 2 Aquarius kits. So if any of those feel like something you would like as part of, your magical practice, I would gladly run these for you. And some folks are like, well, what do I do with a Gemini kit? What do I do with my Aries kit? And this is what I have to say about that. So like I leave my spell kits pretty open-ended. And part of that is because different witches do different things, right? And so you ask 10 witches how to do something, each of them will tell you how to do it differently. For me, I think that the kits are helpful because you get, the bag, because so all the crystals come in a little mesh bag that you can easily tuck in your pocket, tuck in your purse, tuck in a backpack, whatever. And you get to carry that energy with you. And so that helps balance that sort of astrological energy within you. And so for folks who may do astrology, or even if you've read a horoscope in your lifetime, which most of us have, you know, you'll see like, you know, for example, I'm a Virgo, right? So Virgos are very organized. They are, good listeners. They are, they're really solid friends, that sort of thing. But on the flip side, we become overwhelmed because we say yes to too many things. We aren't necessarily great at self care because we prioritize getting tasks done over our own, you know, needs and wants. We can also be kind of judgmental, which I, for one, will always admit. Well, good. Oh, so yeah. So if I were to use as a kit for a Virgo, I would say that the crystals would help balance sort of the judginess part of me. It would help balance, help me like see others' perspectives without jumping to conclusions first, sort of a thing, right? Um, so, um, Aside from that, so then the herb that I include is associated with the sign, which means like every herb that's used in the magical world is associated with a certain zodiac sign. And that has to do with like, planetary alignments and when it grows, like the time of year and that sort of thing, or like maybe when it's typically harvested. Because, a lot of the stuff in like paganism, green witchery, nature witchery is very agriculturally based. Like our wheel of the year, like the times when we celebrate holidays, is very based on agricultural things. Also, the like winter solstice, summer equinox. Nope, summer solstice, winter equinox, whatever. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. But I digress. So then the herb in the kit could be used for taking a sacred bath, burning as an incense, leaving as an offering, because the herb itself has other attributes than just having a zodiac sign. So um, and then the incense, of course, you burn it, and and incense is a good way to like clear the air, right? And I think of that as a literal thing, but also as a metaphysical thing. When we clear the air, we're moving energy, we're removing energy. And so if you were to do a kind of ritual with your kit, the incense helps like clear the air and make it so the magic goes well. But you can also use the incense to clear your crystals, which is also really good. And so each kit comes with more than one because they're usually cones or they're resin, which can be used, there's several uses included, I guess. My brain is like, it has many doses, which is not technically the right word, but you get what I'm saying. So anyway, you can use the incense to clear your crystals, use the crystals to work with your energy, right? It's all cyclical. And then the color of the candle is associated with the zodiac sign. So like yellow is the color associated with air signs, which is why I have it included in the Gemini kit. Hey, Eternal Charm. Good to see you, sweetie. Um, yeah, so Gemini candle thing. Anyways, so again, if you would like, if that seems like something you're interested in, again, I have kids for Gemini, Aries, Libra, Sag, and Aquarius. Eternal Charm is my Virgo bosom buddy. We're friends in IRL, right? So thank you for popping in, sweetie. I appreciate you. Um, yeah. So, uh, are there other zodiac signs that folks would like to see? Again, I do have jewelry for everybody, as well as some of those keyring charms. Oh, other couple of related things. I have a kit for growing your own crystals. So it's called Crystal Clear, and it says geodes, stars, salt gardens, and other cool crystal stuff you can grow. And then it has a whole list of stuff that is included in the box kit. And so you open it up, and here's all the sciencey things. And this side, this is a book. So it gives you a list of all the experiments. And I want to flip through the pages, but I keep dropping it. There we go. Experiments. So yes, if you would like to have this for yourself, or if you have someone in your life that would appreciate a cool little sciencey kit, oh geez, I do have this available, and I think I'll just run it and see if anyone is as in love with it as I am. E-A-R. Crystal clear. There we go. Here it is. So it is a $6 start and start auction. Oh, hang on here. Bloop. There it is. And then if you look at the description for the crystal clear, it does tell you, gives you a little description. I find it interesting that it says like spiky stars and crunchy candy and speckled snowflakes are only a few of the fun experiments found in the 48-page guidebook for cultivating crystals. And so I think that one of the experiments must be for rock candy, which technically is crystallized sugar, but not all science things are edible. So please use your adult discretion. Just because crystals look good enough to eat doesn't mean you should eat them. Okay, well, this is still available if anyone decides later that they would like it. I also found a very good, secondhand copy, which honestly, even though this is a secondhand book, it isn't fantastic. I mean, the binding isn't even cracked, nowhere at all, really. Anyway, it's a Doreen Virtue crystal therapy book. So if anyone is interested in a crystal book, I do have this available, and this also has stuff in it about zodiac uses and stuff, like crystals that are good for certain zodiac signs and that sort of thing. So that's also how that all ties back into my astrological celestial show. But it's a full color guide, and it has lots of great information. So if you are looking for a book on crystal stuff, just pop some books in the chat and I will run the auction on this. Let's see here. Crystal therapy. I can type mostly with one hand. That's what this is called, right? Yes. I don't. Is it in bite now? Oh, it's in the bin. So I have it in the bin for $7.50. So if you would like this, just pop in the bin. And I have it on flash sale. So I did have it listed at $10, but it's on flash sale for $7.50. So if this is for you, just pop in the bin and grab it, which is great. I'm glad I left some bin items, because sometimes using all my brain cells to run an auction and do everything else is a lot. But anyways, so auction items. For hi folks popping in, drop your zodiac sign in the chat and let me know what your sign is, and I can certainly show you what I have available. As you can see in the back, I have a bunch of different tapestries as well. So these are actually 19 by 19 inch, altar cloth sized tapestry tablecloth, I guess. And this one here is the sun and moon kissing. And I have these square ones. I believe I have these starting at $4. So if you are interested in, here, I will just run this auction and see what y'all think. Start auction. Here we go. Boom. So this is the one that's up right now. Like I said, it's really quality material. It's got a good feel. It's very durable. It's not see-through at all. So that, it was made well. And the color on here is just beautiful. I love the ring of flowers and just the cool like patterns on the moon face. So yeah, if you're looking for something colorful and cool, I have this available. Okay. Well, thanks for taking a look at that. I will just plan to run this one as well. So again, this is a $4 start. And there we go. Pin. And let's start that auction. Boom. So this is a triple moon. And then I don't know if you can tell, but the middle moon phase is like this pretty sort of like pink and white tie-dye sort of look. Yeah, and then it has a great like pink floral look. So it's very like feminine and magical, metaphysical. It's got all that vibe. So if you're looking for something pretty for your altar space, and again, this is 19 by 19. Okay, well, thanks for taking a look at that. Okay. And I still have this big planetary friend. So this is 57 inches long by 12 and a half inches wide. And it is a great for like a small space. I actually have just like this really narrow wall that is hiding like some ductwork, and I have a tapestry similar shape on my wall, and it's perfect because it's like I want to put something there that's decorative, but it's such a weird space, and I didn't want to like overload it with a ton of little picture frames. So these tapestries are perfect for that. It also hides like some light switches because like honestly, who wants to look at their light switches all the time? So yeah, it gives it a little something extra without you know um being hard to hang, right? Because it just hangs from a rope. The tapestry itself is mounted on a wooden dowel. So, yeah, it's just ready to go up on the wall. And these are all like new. All of my tapestries are new, without boxes, obviously. And so the long tapestry I called Planetary Alignment. And I have it starting at 9. So I'm just going to run that and see if y'all are interested. And so like it's quite long, and then you can see it has tassels at the bottom here. So like I said, it's great for like a narrow space where you're like, I just have this awkward shaped wall. And it'd be great just to add a little color. But also I love, I love anything like celestial planetary. So it really like brings me a lot of joy. And so when I curate items like this, I try to think, what do I like? And then try to find people that would like the things I like. So, well, thanks for taking a look at it anyways. I do have one more moon catcher left. So this one, here I can show it a little closer. This one actually has a little kitty cat and a crescent moon, a little silver charm down here towards the bottom. And then this dice is like pinkish purple on top and bluish purple on the bottom. And it's very sparkly on the inside and kind of looks like a D12 dice. So for anyone who is a tabletop role-playing game player or knows someone who is, this would be fun to give them. And you would just hang it in the window, and it reflects moonlight best, because of all the like little sparkly bits. You can see it has some blue stars here toward the top, and then a white star towards the bottom, and then lots of like colorful silvery bits. So it would really pick up light very pretty, if you hung it wherever. I mean, you can hang it in your rear view mirror, you can hang it somewhere in your home. But anyway, I sold the dragon one earlier and I only made 2. So if this kitty cat one is for you, I can certainly run this. Oh, jeez. DCAGR. Okay, and so this has a $9 start. And let's just give this a try and see if this is something you'd be into. So again, has this cool like kitty crescent moon charm, and it would just be really sweet for anyone who is into sort of like that fantasy, mystical kind of vibe. So yeah. And yeah, so this one here, unlike the dragon one, this one has just a regular hook top too. So makes it a little easier to put it up on, hang it from other things. So, okay. Well, thanks for taking a look at that. Just hang that there. Okay. All right. So I do still I have this available. So this is a um, mid-century modern hand painted plate. It was hand painted in Tadon, California. It has the painter's mark back here. And I don't technically have this in the lineup for the auction or the bin, but I acquired it recently and I would love to find a home for it. Um, yeah, so I would start this bid at 10. It's this perfect little trinket plate. It'd be great to put crystals on, to, keep little bits in, put on your altar, put on your entryway table, on a dresser, like really could go anywhere. And I love that you can kind of see how shiny it is. It had the stars are actually gold paint, and then it has blue enamel in the middle. So the person who hand painted this just did a really fantastic job. And if you look closely, you can see how the white paint is actually also like blue crackle. So you can see this cool blue crackling. It goes on the front and the back. So I love that sort of little added detail. And it looks like it's just part of the finish because there's no actual like cracking that I can feel when I run my finger over it. It's all very smooth. So it's probably created in the glazing process. So yeah, if this is something you are interested in, just drop some stars in the chat and I will create a listing for it. Okay, so next up, let's show this. So this is a cool little glass mug that says Aquarius on it. And I don't know how I acquired so many Aquarian things. Apparently, I was just like really channeling that Aquarian energy. Um, Aquarius, because I have a trinket box that's for Aquarius, as well as this mug and jewelry and a spell kit. But I have this in auction starting at $3. And you can see it sort of has this like orangey colored clear glass with Aquarius in silver across the front. It has like the little squiggle lines, and then it actually says Aquarius. And then on the back, it has the constellation of Aquarius in silver. It's hard to show because the glass is clear. I can try bringing it a little closer, see if that helps. There we go. Oh, yeah. Again, my camera is really far away from where I'm sitting. So it's kind of hard to like bring it up and bring it back. Anyways, mostly because I'm not sure where the perspective is, but this helps. Anyways, so this is the Aquarius mug. So if you would be interested, I can run that and just see if this is for you. Awesome. So yeah, if you are a tea drinker or a coffee drinker, or if you have an Aquarian in your life that is, this could be a really fun accessory to add to their home. Yeah. And it's just, I don't know, it's such a happy color. I am big, like, I've always been a really artsy person. And so, like, color and texture and pattern have always just been a big part of what I bring into my life and what I bring into my home. So, all right. Well, thanks for taking a look at that. As well, so in the category of Aquarius, I also have a bracelet that I created. This is made of sodalite and amethyst, and then it has a silver Aquarius charm as well as two little purple danglies. When I created my bracelets for this show, I wanted to create a different design than I had ever made before. I've been creating zodiac bracelets, astrology bracelets for a long time now. I would say probably 3 years. And because of my neurospiciness, I always have to like reinvent the wheel, right? I can't just make the same design over and over and over again because I get bored. And so this is the most recent iteration. And so all of the things that are air signs got little purple beads. This also kind of helped me make sure that I was ticking all the boxes with like all the different signs. And so air signs have purple, fire signs have little black dangle beads, um, water signs have blue, and earth signs have green. And so that way, when I'm looking over my pile of bracelets, I go, okay, I know I have three of this element, three of this element, three of this element. So, and when you're a crafter and you're trying to like make sure you have at least one of everything to show, it's helpful to have those other indicators. And plus, I don't know, I like having just a couple little, so it kind of has the look of a charm bracelet without like being like super, like, I don't know, annoying, I guess. For me, I love charm bracelets, but all the charm bits on the bracelet can be really overwhelming, because they will clang together, they make a noise, and sometimes I don't want that because I can be kind of sensitive to sound, especially when I have a migraine. So, anyways, but if you are interested in the Aquarius bracelet, or if there is a sign that you would like to see, just let me know, and I can certainly pull it out for you. And then these are the Aquarius earrings. So the Aquarius earrings, all of my earrings have these rubber backs, and they're made with hypoallergenic metal. And these are made with amethyst bead. So both the top bead and the bottom bead are amethyst stone. It's just the bottom bead kind of looks like a D20 dice, and the top one kind of looks like a donut. It's like a little smush cushion type thing. Here, I'll show you. So that's what it looks like a little closer. Bloop. Okay, there you go. And so both of these are the same. And again, it has that hypoallergenic metal for the hardware. So yeah, if you know what your zodiac sign is, pop it in the comments. I would gladly share what I have for you. But again, I do have a bunch of other like celestial themed things, as well as a few crystally things. A little of this, a little bit of that. Kind of whatever made me happy in the moment. Oh, I need to hydrate. Hydrate. I don't know where y'all are watching from, but in Wisconsin, it is cold and dry, which is funny because it just rained. It rained this morning, and then it got like to 20 degrees and everything froze. And then it became, what was slushy is now an iceberg, which means it went from being super soupy to super dangerous to walk outside. And then ask me how I found that out. What do you do? So anyways, yeah. So let me show, how about we show Taurus next? Make sure I get everything put away where it's supposed to go so I don't lose it. So this is Taurus. Taurus is made with rose quartz, rhodonite, tiger's eye, and moss agate. Why would I write anything down when I could just look at it and try to figure it out? My goodness. And moss agate. So anyways, which is fabulous for Tauruses. Tauri? Yep. So the rose quartz and the rhodonite are really good at remembering to, love yourself, right? Because Tauruses, while they are solid rock people, like when I think of someone who's like a strong foundation, someone who is steadfast, who I can rely on, um, that is Taurus energy for me. But they often get so wrapped up in um, getting their work done, completing that to-do list, that they forget to like do that self-care or self-work. And so the rhodonite and the rose quartz are to help Tauruses, you know, pause and consider their own feelings, even if they think they don't have any feelings. Where tiger's eye is really good for that mental acuity, right? Because it's easy for Tauruses to get overwhelmed. So the tiger's eye is to help keep that mental energy grounded so they can like stay focused, but also like be able to complete their tasks without, it just overtaking them. And then the moss agate is just good, like connecting with that earth energy, right? Because Tauruses are earth energy. And so moss agate is just like going to hold you and help you ground, but in that way that's like nurturing and mothering, right? Because I think of moss agate as just like all that Mother Earth energy, right? So overall, all of these crystals work together to help Taurus have just like more balanced energy, have more inner peace and happiness, but also to, give themselves a break, right? And who doesn't need that? So, yeah, again, if you want to see a certain astrological sign, just pop that in the comments. And I'm showing Taurus right now. So that was the Taurus bracelet. Next up is Taurus earrings. And so these are the Taurus earrings. These are rose quartz with some pretty little clear purple spacers. And then it has the Taurus zodiac sign as a silver charm. And I can show these a little closer. So that is what they look. Oh, geez. There we go. That's what it looks like closer. And these again, all of my earrings are made with hypoallergenic metal so it's nickel free, and they come with little rubber backs, so you won't lose them. And yeah, and so again, the rose quartz in here reflects the rose quartz in the bracelet, and so just kind of gives an added layer of like take care of yourself and bring in all that loving energy for yourself. So yeah, so that is Taurus. So next up, how about some Virgo? So fellow Virgos, throw your hands up. So my Virgo bracelet is made with moss agate as well as aventurine. And so those work together to really help, so to bring things in alignment energetically. And, it's good for grounding. It's also good for Virgos to kind of help, speak their truth a bit. Because while Virgos can be kind of judgy, Amazonite kind of helps balance the judginess and reminds us to speak with kindness while also speaking our truth, right? It's not about like sugarcoating it for people, but it's more about speaking in a way that is succinct but kind. And I made the Virgo earrings the aventurine. And so while they're both made with aventurine, they're slightly different. So this first pair, let's see here. There we go. It has these bright blue nuggets of aventurine. And then this set, aventurine comes in a lots of different colors. So I have some blue, and then I have some of the like brownish colors that the aventurine comes in. But then I also included this pretty little blue, like shiny, like reflective spacer bead. So, and my colored spacer beads like this are all resin. So, but they catch so much light. It just feels so, I don't know, it feels like really special, I guess, at least to me. And, the length of these is super reasonable. Like, I enjoy a good dangle earring. So I created all of my zodiac dangles to be about the same length across the board. Yeah. And plus, then you get to utilize all that crystal energy. Da da dun da 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 dun. So, next up is Scorpio. So, again, I have a bracelet and earrings for Scorpio. Excuse me. Oh, can't believe I've been on over an hour already. So, Scorpio. So, I used pink cat eye as well as obsidian and tiger's eye. And that's the golden tiger's eye. I know tiger's eye comes in a few different colors, but I use the golden. And yeah, so you know, the pink cat eye, I guess, is to bring in that sort of loving energy, right? Where the obsidian helps ground and balance that sort of Scorpios can kind of get stuck in a lot of like negative thinking, and so the obsidian helps ground it and helps them kind of bring a more positive mindset, which is also what the tiger's eye is for, to help bring positive mindset while also grounding, protecting them. And, with Scorpios being a water sign, right, they're also deeply emotive, but they have a hard time speaking their emotions because everything that they feel and think is fraught with deeper layers of meaning, right? So Scorpios are like that deep, deep, dark ocean kind of water sign where you're like, it is so dark down there. I don't know what I'm going to find if I go down there. And that can be really scary and intimidating for themselves, but also really scary and intimidating for folks in their lives because you're like, I literally don't know what I'm getting when I'm, friends or family or whatever, when I'm involved with a Scorpio, because while they can be really fantastic, like, fun and fun loving people, you don't really know what's hiding under the surface. So that is always the challenge with Scorpio. So when I create my bracelets and my jewelry with crystals, I am thinking, how can I help Scorpios feel safe enough to express themselves while also not getting stuck in that sort of um, mental loop where they feel like I got to keep my shield up and, and I got to just stuff everything down, Um, so here are the earrings for Scorpio, and these are made with obsidian. And then I used sort of a clear, milky white spacer bead that is very reflective, so it feels very shiny, but it looks very shiny. It picks up light really well. And yeah, so that also helps to be like super grounding and to help absorb that negativity when they start digging around in that deep water and releasing that sort of those challenging, tough vibes, that the obsidian just kind of like absorbs all of it like a really thirsty sponge. And it's like, don't worry, I got you. So, anyways, that is Scorpio. So, next up, oh goodness, is Capricorn. And so, Capricorn is made with obsidian, amethyst, and blue sodalite. And it is a Capricorns are earth signs. Um, and so the stones I picked really um, help balance their like really like what am I trying to say? Capricorns are best known to be like people workaholics that don't know when to rest, right? They work to have purpose, and then they feel like if I'm not doing something, my life has no purpose, right? And so they're constantly chasing purposefulness, but also wanting to feel useful, but also wanting to gain traction professionally, in their careers. But they also are notorious burnout junkies, like straight up burnout junkies. And so, which means like they push and push and push until they burned out, and push and push and push until they burn out. And so the amethyst in this is to help break that cycle, right? Break that addiction to burnout, right? This idea that if I'm not working till burnout, that I am not working hard enough, that I'm not giving enough, that I'm not being enough. And this whole idea of like enoughness drives you absolutely fucking batty, right? And so, Capricorn, stop it and get yourself some amethyst, right? And balance that out with some obsidian to absorb all that like challenging negative self-talk, right? And then the sodalite like helps bring you perspective, right? It is that third eye stone, right? It helps you see the truth of the matter. That is that third eye energy. So with that, I paired some clear quartz and howlite. And so the clear quartz, right, is for clarity. And the howlite is to help you deal with challenging people. Because that is one thing is like Capricorns live for feedback. And when you have someone who gives you feedback that is tainted by their own negativity, their own insecurities, Capricorn be taking that extra hard. So the howlite in these earrings help like repel either the people that bring that garbage or just make them not give it to you. So there you go. Anyways, so I have been on for an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes. And it has been a while since anyone has said anything in the chat. So I assume everyone is either asleep or gone. So I'm going to peace out because I am tired and I am ready for sleep. So y'all have a great night and thanks for popping in. And I'll catch you at the next show.